Thanks for stopping back by Wild Bird Creative. Today when I was out for my walk, I just picked up some of these great grasses. They just really attracted my attention, and I was thinking about how I could use them, and I know I could lay them on a gel plate and very easily make some nice backgrounds. But instead what I've done is I've taken some drafting film ink and some black acrylic ink and just mixed it up, and I'm going to do some mark making. Now I have several different types of paper here. Let me get some of the loose seeds off these. I have blue tissue, just a yellow piece, a white copier sheet, and then just a ledger sheet. So I'm just going to grab some of these and just work on making some marks. I mean, it's really a lot of fun because you cannot control the outcome. As you go, I mean, this is just using a leaf. As you go along, it's going to do what it wants. And you can hold it close and make little marks like this, almost like a pen. You can also just drag them along, making lines and just letting them lighten up as they go. Or, like I did in the beginning, you can just wet the edge, just drag it through, and then just let it go on the paper however it wants as you move it. Now, in addition to that, of course, you can use the tips. And this will be an entirely different look. There won't be any controlling what it looks like. You can make little marks just by hitting it. Let's get a whole bunch on here and let's just drag it along. It makes very, very light marks. I like hitting it better. It makes a nice spatter. You can tap it in with your fingers. Oh, see, now I got too much on it this time. And then press it down. It's all just good fun. And of course you can then take the stick end and do dots and scribbles. There's no wrong way to do it. I want to try it on, let me set this aside, get that out of the way. I'm going to try it on just the two plain old sheets of paper. Let me cover up that damp spot. And I'm going to start with this again and just see how it looks on something that has some color to it already. Oh, it's really a lot of fun. Makes nice blobs that you can then scrub in. You can probably write if you feel like it. You can also just do scribble writing. Let me set this aside and try the leaf. Let's see, let's get him in here. Oh, I have quite a bit on it this time, so this will make a much bolder mark than the other time. But again, these are going to make great backgrounds. Still have more on here. I can actually also lay it down and get a much more solid print if I wanted. And then I can take this and just draw it out. It's almost like a Halloween tree right there. There's something a little ominous about this, but I like it. Oh, this is so much fun. Sometimes it's good when you're creating to just let things happen. Just see where they go as you play with the materials. Now this one, because I've already used a lot of the ink, is leaving these beautiful lines. Look at that. I love that. Entirely different. And of course I have a whole handful. So even if this one starts to deteriorate, I can grab one of the other ones and keep going. But boy, I'm able to get a lot of ink onto this in order to make a variety of imprints. Let me do a few on here because I really like this kind of butterscotch color. I think that will be a lot of fun to tear up and use in our piece today. Okay, now for something different. I've got these fun ones all done. I'm going to grab the tissue paper, and I'm totally unsure how this is going to work, tissue paper being as fussy as it is. So I'm going to start light and see. Okay, that works pretty well. Let's use the end. Just make some marks that way. I'm going to try folding this too. Okay, it makes some great lines, which is what I'm after. I'm just after having some fun. This I don't know about. This one might be kind of hard. Tissue paper can be very, very difficult and unpredictable to use. You never say, it can sometimes just be a little too absorbent, but it's okay. Let me just get some lines in here. Still ending up with something that will be fun to tear up and use. When it comes to mark making, you just have to be really flexible and understanding that things are going to do what they want to do, not necessarily what you want them to do. I'm going to grab a new one of these. I think what I'm going to do is just maybe scrape it down a little bit. I think this is going to be very, very wet. No, not too bad. I just tore off a piece of the grass just so I'd have something a little shorter to work with. It's giving me a nice bark-like feel. And I'm just going to keep on adding it. Still have a little bit on there. Not too much. That's because I used the smoother side. I didn't get the same texture. So now let me snip off a short piece, and I'll try the side that really has a lot of texture to it. Let's see me. And I'm just painting some on here. I'm just letting it do what it wants to do. Still a little heavy, but I think as I go along, it will give me the details that I'm looking for. Yep, there they are. You just have to get down a little bit further. And using the torn edge, I'm also making some fun marks. You can just go out in nature, find sticks, find rocks, find things that are cool. I mean, look how loose that is. This is going to be great. This guy's going to be one that I have to set well aside. I want to add some more to this one. And I'm just tapping it and moving it along, and I'm getting the best of both worlds. I'm getting the lines and I'm getting this wonderful squiggle. I'm just going to come back in with the other end, add a few more squiggles. I mean, there's no wrong way to do this. You can't go wrong. Add a few more feather marks here. Make some dots by pressing down on it. There we go. Okay, I'm going to stop there, let it dry. This is already becoming a much longer video than I normally do, but we'll come back and we'll incorporate these into a piece. See you in a little bit. We've got everything ready here. Our mark making with our pieces of grass is dry. I've got a bunch of scraps here, and possibly best of all, a brand new mixed media journal. Now this one is a Canson watercolor, and it's 9 by 12. So let's just get started, have some fun, and see what we end up with.